So it's Suzanne Hunter here at the Holistic Centre in the heart of Godalming as part of the Good Health Guide series, and I'm delighted to have with me today Emily Ellwood.
Hello.
Lovely to talk to you today. Now, there's one thing I have noticed with a lot of the practitioners I've been talking to, is that they've all been sort of guided towards healing through a sort of personal experience in their life. Are you the same?
Yes, I am definitely one of those. So I was unwell from the age of 8. I had an ME for 11 years, and my mother was just incredible, and we went off-road from the very beginning because the doctors took 3 years to diagnose and then said, see you later, we'll call you if we have anything, and 5 years later nothing. So I've been to healers and all sorts of holistic things, and it was a holistic GP, good mixture, who finally sorted me out. Using diet, a rotation and restricted diet, which I also use now with my clients, rotation and restriction, and also had magnesium and vitamin C drips, infusions, for super boosting detox and energy boost, which was amazing. So by the time I was 19, I was well, and so I just, got on with life.
That's amazing. A GP, holistic GP.
Yeah, he was a GP who also did... Thinking about it now, it would have looked like a Vega testing machine. That's what it looked like. Mm-hmm. And then my daughter was unwell from birth, and when the doctors couldn't work her out, I went holistic straight away, and it was a kinesiologist who was able to tell me what she could eat, what she couldn't eat, when she could eat it, which was really important because I'd had her off so many foods for so long that knowing maybe she could have some of this, but I don't know which one, So I found a kinesiologist who could tell me, okay, she can tolerate gluten twice a week. Mm-hmm. And that was just life-changing. It meant I wasn't baking for 5 in the morning every day.
Yes.
And she wasn't having rice pasta for breakfast and things.
Yeah.
So that was brilliant, and that's when I started training. So I started training when my eldest started school and my youngest started nursery. And I'm now... a million years later, advanced level 7.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So how long have you been practicing for?
Well, she's 12. It must be 7-8 years, something like that. I can't remember, which is a good sign.
Never look back.
Never look back. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
So if you were to talk to someone and they said to you, in a nutshell, tell me what kinesiology is, how would you describe it?
So there are a variety of kinesiologies, which people don't realise. So within the holistic kinesiology, because there is an osteopath style that sometimes people come to me thinking, or talk to me thinking it might be, but in the holistic version, there are about 5 different types, and health kinesiology is one. Mm-hmm. The easiest, simplest way for me to explain it is it's very much like acupuncture because it uses the same energetic system as in Chinese medicine, but no needles. So you're using anything else with a pulse on those points, so it can be touch. I use rocks, I use colour, I use sound, all sorts of things with the vibration, anything that can affect. And then you're basically looking to remove blockages or stresses within a system that can then allow somebody to get better. Because if you're lucky, you're born with everything working. Therefore, it can. So if something goes wrong, why? What can we remove? What can we straighten out to allow the body to heal itself? And so much is emotional, so much is a build-up over life.
Yes.
Just chipping away.
Yes, it's those layers that you've built. When you first, we just had baby Pilates downstairs in the Holistic Centre, and of course, perfectly formed, very often, hopefully, and but the layers you put on, becoming a toddler, coming out into the real world, and all through our lives.
People are staggered if they bring a baby to me with eczema, and already it could be emotional, it could be diet, and that's quite staggering, really. Yeah. And asthma is often emotional, and for a young child to have that, people but they can pick it up through us. You can pick up the emotion around you, or what's happened during the pregnancy, all sorts of different things.
Yes.
But with kinesiology, the other major, in fact, the most major part is the muscle testing. So the difference between using the energetic system as in acupuncture and kinesiology is muscle testing, where you are using a muscle response to translate the individual system as to how it responds to something, whether it's physical, chemical, emotional, whatever else.
Yes, I think now when I've had kinesiology before, to sort out whatever issue I had at the time,
Yes.
it might have been skin related actually.
And, you don't have to tell us.
Yes. So you have a breakout any time in your life, can't you? Or acne or what have you. And we did the muscle testing. There was a machine, and I was asked to hold sort of little pots of wheat or rice, and then see if
put things on CV6. You got people.
Yes, exactly, and to see if my arm was resistant.
That's it.
It was a quite strange thing to do because you feel like sometimes, am I helping to resist, or should I let go? And you feel like it's a bit of a responsibility for you to help the practitioner. But I guess it just shows it.
But it's
itself.
not. Yes, and this is the thing. So I feel sorry for people the first time they come, because you say, right, you need to don't let it fall over, but at the same time resist this amount of pressure, and now forget everything I've said. Try not to think about that.
Yes.
But it always works out fine, and I always make sure that they can feel, hang on, it does feel different, it's not, you're not doing anything.
Yes.
And the way I put it is, it's funny, isn't it, because it doesn't feel like it's yours, and that's how it feels. It's just happening. That's
when I guess you know the machine's doing the work. And
well, I don't use any machines.
There's no machines.
No,
right.
I muscle test myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll use your muscles, but if somebody for whatever reason if we can't test their muscles, I'll use self-testing to muscle test. So for babies who can't communicate, or I can use the mother actually for babies, because they're so connected.
Oh, okay, yes. So families can come along. Yes.
It's always good to treat the mother first as well, because often there's a connection to what's going on.
Yes, it gives you a history, it gives you a bit of a story.
Yes, and also a cause. In a cause, I don't take that wrong. It's more about if there's something going on for the mother the child is picking up on, can we release the strain for the mother, and therefore it all they balance along together because they are one.
Yes, like a vibration or something you're picking up. You pick up a vibe, don't you?
It's very important that they don't think it's their fault. There's no fault.
No, exactly. No judgment, no blame, isn't it?
No, exactly.
No. So you say you work with rocks and also colour. How does that take into play?
Ultimately, because everything has a vibration. So if you need, if you're wanting to put affect a pulse on an acupressure point, or a chakra or an area, touch is not the only way to do it. So there is a vibration in sound, there's a vibration in rocks, colour has a vibration. Some people just use colour healing and sound healing. I just bring it all in, but it's not for everybody, and not every client system will ask for it, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
It's quite nice for children because it's something to do. So I can tell the children, hold this rock. They can feel the vibration. I can show them another one, the fact that it's different. And then I can put it on them and they're thinking, oh, okay, we can understand that this is not just insanity.
Of course it's not.
Ultimately it's quantum physics, but...
Exactly, but it's what you can't see and what you can't name, which often works on a different level, doesn't it?
So when people say, how does it work, I'll say, well, somewhere between quantum physics and a bit of magic.
Yes, we all want a bit of magic, don't we?
Exactly.
We said about
some science wasn't written down, that's all.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's in the ether, isn't it, what you feel. But you said about rocks, is that, to be more specific, is that crystals of some kind?
Yeah. Got a whole box of them.
Yes, because of course like the crystal, people who like crystals will know that they resonate with the chakras and the different parts of the body.
Yeah, so you can have them all over people.
Yes.
But carry this. Yeah.
You're more crystal than person by the end of it.
I would say probably 25% of my clients' rocks come up.
Yes.
Yeah, not all.
That's nice.
Not all.
And I guess you just read from the person what that person needs.
Yeah. And also what they will respond to and what they're okay with. You know, if somebody very practical comes in and I'm not going to suddenly bring out all my woo stuff because that's going to put them make them uncomfortable, and that's not the best way to treat. So we need to prove myself first.
Yes, see how people are with different things, isn't it? It's a learning process for everybody.
By the end of a session, everyone's fine, but people come in, and I always say, it doesn't matter, don't worry. I no longer care if it all looks peculiar. I'm just doing my job. As long as people are getting better, I don't mind.
Exactly. All preconceptions out the window, isn't it?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter.
So what kind of, obviously you talked about your daughter and your own experiences, what kind of conditions would people come to you with?
Anything and everything. I've noticed it can go in waves. At the moment I'm getting a lot of bowel, and I've got quite a lot of knowledge with it. That's useful. That seems to be an area that's coming up at the moment.
Yes.
I went through a patch of treating a lot of children with eczema, asthmas, migraines, tummy migraines, stress-related issues, processing medication, so people going through chemotherapy, things like that. You can help them in terms of processing the medication, but also balancing. For somebody going through a lot, what's considered a basic balance of getting them their flow back is enough to help people feel better, to walk out feeling more with it, more grounded, more in control, and like they've got a bit of a say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, people choices, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Migraine, I've probably already said.
Tummy migraine. That's
tummy migraine.
Interesting. I've heard of that term.
When migraines are, this is not always, nothing's always. Tummy migraines are more common in children because often, if a child's not well, they go, "Oh, my tummy," and it's almost where the stress goes. So whereas an adult might go to grinding their teeth and getting a migraine, a child, they tend to clench here and you could get a tummy migraine. And I've had a child come to me diagnosed with tummy migraines off school.
Yes. Yeah.
Again, 3 sessions usually. 3 sessions is a classic.
Really, is it?
Yeah.
Yes. The lucky 3.
6. Yeah. If you're really lucky, it's 3, and that's good. 6 sessions is not uncommon. And especially for something chronical, it's been there for a while.
Yes.
More complicated. And then, of course, there will be things where some people just need the maintenance, so you treat them a few times and then it's maintenance. So I have somebody with arthritis who comes once a month. That kind of thing, keep the hands going.
Absolutely, yes. Because when you feel good, you want to continue to feel good.
Well, I can loosen it up and we get things moving, and then so come back once a month, because I'm not going to fix that. Well, maybe it might, but I think from her point of view, the care and attention and the maintenance is what's required there.
Absolutely. So you do one-to-one or
yes.
In groups at all?
No.
No.
Sometimes groups if there's families, but even then I think we tend to have a parent and child, other child outside depending on the age. I've had a whole family in the room, and that's not a problem at all. I don't mind who's in there. Also, sometimes people worry, they're not going to keep still. It doesn't matter. I've treated toddlers kind of chasing them around the room. Hold this, touch that.
It's keeping the interest, like you said, with the colour and the crystals.
Well, that's where a bag of kit's quite handy then. It's like, do you like magnets? Want to play with these? Look at these colours.
Keep them occupied, but heal them at the same time.
Yeah, look at hold this. Ooh.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
So do you do many sessions? Do you come to the Holistic Centre to do a lot of your work?
I do a lot of work at the Holistic Centre. And elsewhere, but it's lovely here. I like this space. I like that there's a number of excellent practitioners, and I like to be able to refer as well. Sometimes I can't say categorically I can fix you, but what I can do is, if I can't, I'll know, and I know who can.
Yes.
So they might need a session with me, and that's beneficial, but then they'll need to go to this person might be useful.
Yes.
I also work with other practitioners. So, for instance, Caroline Lawrence, who's a cranial sacral practitioner, we'll work together.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, and also a part of the training for the Kinesiology Federation means you need to do other courses within your qualification. So nutrition, counselling, a number of other things, anatomy and physiology. So all of those mean that if it's nutritional and it's not, I can refer one if I know it's more than I've got.
Yes, that's great, isn't it? It's wonderful because
enough to know you need more than that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very involved, isn't it? But
yes.
I guess it needs to be to know. Are we talking stress? Are we talking nutrition?
Yeah. Yes.
Are we talking?
Are they eating something?
Skeletal?
Are they putting something on their skin? Are they lacking something? So I can do supplements and nutrition, and how many dosing?
Yes.
Because it's individual and different.
That's the thing, isn't it? Because unless you're a scientist, you wouldn't know exactly what dose to have of something, would you? And you can end up, putting in something that you don't need, or it doesn't absorb properly.
Absolutely.
And that kind of thing. So,
and very importantly, of course, if somebody comes in who clearly is unwell, have you been to a doctor?
Yes. Yes.
I'm getting chest pain. Well, have you had that properly looked at before I look at the emotional side?
Exactly.
And we run alongside. I never tell someone stop doing that. If and as and when they get better, they stop going because they don't need to go anymore. But
That's right. It's just a choice, isn't it?
I don't mess with medication.
No, it's always getting an opinion. To talk to the doctor, see what they say, and then what you wish to do with it afterwards is your choice, isn't it? So,
if you come to me depressed and you're on antidepressants, you stay on them, and because as you start to feel better, you'll know. You can talk to your doctor about, I'm ready. I think I'm ready. And
it's very exciting, I'm sure, for you to see people take that stage.
Well, then I can also test them and set out a programme for coming off. Because it might be slower or quicker for them than other people.
Yes. It's absolutely fascinating, isn't it? It must be wonderful.
I'm very lucky to do a job you love.
Yes, exactly. Really fulfilling for you. Exactly. It's a real treat. So if you want to come along and experience wonderful kinesiology and everything that it involves, then do get along to the Holistic Centre with Emily Ellwood, and it's www.holisticcentre.co.uk. Thanks so much for your time today.
You're welcome.
I'll let you get on with your customers.
Client waiting.
Yes, absolutely. Perfect.